Hey, what's up, guys? Let's look at this NDAA that is actually going through the House right now. Um, it's basically like the old NDAAs that they had under Obama were tyrannical as fuck. Like, they had stuff about basically rounding up American citizens, putting them into FEMA camps, stuff about legalizing propaganda. That was a Michael Hastings report actually before he was murdered. I think suicided. I don't know what you would call it. Like the guy, the engine of his car flies out of the front of his car. What was it like, 100 feet or something? Something crazy. But anyway, looking at the Michael Hastings death, that's sketchy as fuck. Um, so he worked for BuzzFeed, by the way, if you want to look him up. Nullification of the Smith-Muntz Act. It was from 1948. It explicitly forbids information and psychological operations aimed at influencing the United States public opinion. So it's basically this old act that was destroyed that was saying that the United States government isn't allowed to spy on us and also influence and peddle information and sort of brainwash us. And so that was nullified in that 2013 NDAA. So the NDAA can have slippery slopes of tyranny written inside of it, which is why we need to pay attention to it. It's very important. Uh, Again, this new NDAA, it's going to cost us 700 billion, probably way more. They always go above what they tell us. Oh, we need a couple more, trillion or something here. It's a bizarre bill. It focuses on troop level increases. Okay, so they're going to go back into Afghanistan again. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, honestly, the whole war on terror is ridiculous. I mean, the Project for a New American Century document, I mean, that was proof positive that 9/11 was an inside job. One of many proofs. There's lots of facts about 9/11. I'm going to post Alex Jones documentary playlists. One of them's Loose Change. Another one is him and Jason Burmis tag teamed on this one documentary called Fabled Enemies. I'm going to put that on my playlist as well for Alex Jones documentaries. It'll have all of his documentaries. But I like to point out which ones you should watch. Like, because if you're just starting out and understanding that we have a tyrannical government, you need to start out with the 101, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, understanding your rights. If you don't understand what your rights are, you won't know if they're being taken away, right? It's an incremental inchworm effect. So, all right, this is the weird thing about the bill that I think is just really weird. It's called Space Corps, and it's the sixth branch. Well, they're going to try to make it a sixth branch of the United States military. Space Command. And it's like Buzz Lightyear, Space Command. And it was included in the House bill, but left out by the Senate. And the Air Force is pissed off, like, for good reason. It's taken over their little gig they got. Like, all they got's this little layer between the ground and the atmosphere. It's like, oh fuck, man, we're fucked now. So they're pissed. Um, I mean, the Navy even fights with the Air Force about, are we going to sail into space or are we going to fly into space? That's a whole another story though. But anyway, the Senate bill for Space Command, instead of creating the sixth branch, it seems that the bill would simply create a new Chief Information Warfare Officer. So um, it's for the Defense Department to oversee cybersecurity, cyber warfare. It's going to give this Chief Information Warfare Officer basically total reign over electronic warfare and the electromagnetic spectrum completely. Okay, that's fucking a lot of stuff, guys. It's a lot of stuff. I mean, it says that he's gonna be overseeing space. Like, come on, dude. You're gonna be able to see all of space and make sure we're safe. Okay, it's a 6-year position too. So this chief information warfare officer is going to be there for 6 years, past when Trump, maybe if he gets reelected, we'll see, past a president. Like, he gets more tenure than a president. So that's a big deal too. Just that alone. I hate these term limits they already have with most of these positions like Congress and stuff. Like, why would they make it 6 years, like, off the get? Like, that's crazy too. It's to protect satellites, and they're called ISR satellites, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance satellites. So everything that they're spying on us with, they want to make sure they're protecting it pretty good, okay? And they can also protect the manned aircraft and spacecrafts that they have going on above our heads right now. So it's like this, basically this super huge bill that they have to pass. You know, we can't live without it, and we also can't live with it because of the way that they're weaponizing space, for God's sake. I mean, we already know there's covert programs, and we already know, I mean, I'll just put it out there, I've seen stuff with my father that would blow your mind, like these flying black triangles. You can look these up on Google. I'll post videos of those too, ones that I actually think are real, because I've seen them before. That's how I even know they're even a thing. You know, it was over near the Ohio State Airport, which is near Ohio State University, on this road called Bethel Road. And look up the, again, the black Malta flying triangles, TR3B flying triangles, TR3B. That's what I saw. It's this, it's really crazy. It's supposedly not completely anti-gravity, but it uses like a anti-gravity drive inside of it, with it, which is a reciprocating engine that when it creates a torsion field, which is what the Russians dubbed, you know, a spin field or a torque pattern in the quantum field. You're actually witnessing when I put this video up, you're seeing a classified project, right? Like, hey, they got stuff already, guys. They're already out there. Why do we need this space command? It's a little fishy. It's like they're trying to get us prepared for some kind of space war or something with China, maybe, or extraterrestrials, like what Ronald Reagan talked about in the UN speech he gave. You know, talking about how we need an alien invasion. That would be great, because it would bring the whole world together, right? Because the United Nations, the Council on Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission types, you know, which are basically the American versions of the Royal Institute of International Affairs. They create global discourse. They implement global policies that basically get us trapped in these strangleholds of global economy. And global economy can be good, but it can also be very, very bad for sovereignty. And you should look at the Trump speech he just made in the UN. Just killed it, man. I love Trump. He's kicking ass. He's taking names at the UN, giving them ultimatums and shit. Like, you know, America's not gonna be paying the fucking bill anymore, guys. Like, we're gonna focus on America. We'll see. I mean, some people think Trump might be Illuminati, New World Order puppet. We'll see. There's time. Time will tell. I was optimistic when Obama first came in, thinking he could be a good guy and all this. Then he showed us his true colors, right? He killed Osama bin Laden. Oh, he's the man, you know. Osama bin Laden didn't die on a kidney dialysis machine in 2001 in Afghanistan. Didn't happen, guys. So look that stuff up about how Osama bin Laden was a CIA asset. That's in the Fabled Enemies documentary, actually, that I was talking about a second ago. I gotta post these videos, y'all. I'm gonna do it soon. Probably tonight, probably definitely within this week, I'm going to have a huge Alex Jones section on my YouTube channel. He is really the top of his field when it comes to exposing the war on terror and 9/11 and false flag attacks in general, and also central banks. Like, Michael Rivero does a good job, even though I disagree with him on some things like weather manipulation. Obviously, I have a spot on my YouTube channel marked "Stop Hurricanes Now," which you guys should go look that up right now on my YouTube channel. I already just posted that, and that part is crazy. Look into those videos. It's wow, man. They can stop hurricanes dead, and they kept. You know, lying to us and lying to us. Now there's this new movie coming out about weather weapons, space-based weapons. Like I'm talking about with the satellites. They actually, in the video, you'll see they can shoot lasers through the clouds and everything, go and connect the ionosphere to the ground. They're grounding the ionosphere, and that's basically what Tesla did with Wardenclyffe Tower in Colorado. But that's a whole other story too. He was able to get basically free energy from that, but it could be sketchy. Like, it could actually mess stuff up too. So that's old stuff. Tesla was just experimenting with that stuff. We don't know if that could actually solve the energy problem. But I will post stuff about quasi crystals, sonoluminescence, which is also called star in a jar. You can get free unlimited current. It's an over unity device. It's also a new form of fusion using just vibration, using sound. Sonic frequencies can also create fusion in the atoms, especially in water. Like you'll see in the videos I post about Star in a Jar, or I'll just put maybe, how about like a free energy segment on my YouTube channel, like a playlist of free energy devices that I found, and actually looked into a lot too. I'm talking, remember I said I've been doing this for 12 years. I just haven't started a channel. And this is big for me. I'm trying to just I'm going to start going around and interviewing people. I want to do like man on the street stuff and like trigger liberals and stuff like that. And they're not liberals. Like, they're really just authoritarians that are just dog trained to, be offended by everything, because that social justice warriors won't fight for real causes, like Muslims enslaving women with Sharia law and stuff like that. Feminism and stuff won't go over and cover that. I mean, there was something recently where feminists got beaten up on a stage. They were like braless. They're like, oh, look at my boobs, and look at this, Muslims, and they came up and just beat the crap out of these two girls. Like, look up on Google, feminists beat up by Muslims. It's on there. But what else was I talking about? I was talking about basically just this war on terror, the Space Command. All this stuff is interconnected because, I mean, they wanna make it eventually so that American constitutionalists, like, this is what Obama was doing, at least. He was trying to demonize soldiers that were returning from wars and saying that they were insane and all this stuff, and they were put on these terrorist watch lists and stuff like this. There's a new Captain America movie with that same premise where he's gonna fight the evil Americans because they're constitutionalists, darn it. And at least that's what I saw from the first look at it. I'll maybe do some more stuff on that too. Remember, I can only post 15-minute videos right now, so I'll post another one. I lost track of a couple things I was thinking about on posting on this video, but this is just like one out of many, guys. I'm gonna keep you updated on like the NDAA as well. There's so much stuff going on. There's so much to keep up with, and there's a lot of history that backs up what I'm saying when it comes to this global constabulary organization that is creating a global government behind the scenes. And that's truth. That's something Americans need to know. You need to study your rights and learn about how the UN has taken over. It's the blueprint for global government.